Hello teachers, this video is about content and language objectives. Okay, we talked about this on September 4th as Kevin Garrity took us through language objectives. The purpose of having language objectives really is stated here in this document that was shared by Amy Guy that day as well. Students are more likely to fail if they do not know what to learn, and they are likely to fail if they do not know what to do. Therefore, having both content and language objectives clearly posted and clearly stated helps to set students up for success. We know that one of our goals this year in our theory of action is to support students, and to scaffold our learning and to learn ways that we can scaffold as teachers. And using the Blackboard configuration and both content and language objectives is a great scaffolding tool, and it'll help students be more successful if they know what they are to learn and how they are going to learn and what they are going to do. We think of those questions of where am I going, and next steps. Both the BBC and the content language objectives help in those areas. So what is the difference between content and language objectives? Content objectives tell students what students will learn during the lesson. Example, today you will learn about the causes of the American Revolution. And then the language objective tells the students how they will learn or demonstrate mastery, and that is by reading, speaking, writing, or listening. We know for the last several years we've really talked about an abundant amount of reading, writing, and discussing. We add listening to that, but those language objectives are really about how the students will learn and demonstrate mastery. So let's look at some examples here that this document has given us. Okay, students will find the lowest common multiple, of two or more numbers. There's a content that is what the students will be learning. Language objectives, you will write the steps to use to solve the problems. That is how, and you see the word write. Continued on here, students will be able to agree or disagree about anticipation statements. Okay, the language objective is I can orally or in writing justify my reason. So again, that is the list, or that is the discussing or the writing, and that is how they are going to learn that. We look down here for some verbs for the writing, content, and language objectives. Okay. For the language, it's listen for, retell, define, find the main idea, compare, summarize, rehearse, persuade, write, all to deal with reading, writing, discussing, or listening. The content is the what we are learning, okay? And then there are verbs there to identify what they are learning, to solve what they are learning, to investigate what they are learning, and so forth. Here's a checklist, as well. Let's look at that checklist. The objectives are observable. The objectives are written and presented in a language that students can understand. The content objective is related to the key concepts of the lesson. The language objective promotes student academic language growth. It is not something that most students already do well. The language objectives connects clearly with the lesson topic or the lesson activities. And you have a plan for assessing the progress on meeting the objectives during the lesson. So we know that the objectives should be stated at the beginning, referred to during, and assessed at the end. So I have a plan for assessing both the content and the language objective at the end of the lesson. And here's a list of verbs that you can use in your objectives as well. There's quite a comprehensive list of the language objectives. So the expectation here is that teachers will have both the content objective and the language objective listed on their Blackboard configuration. That is a district-wide initiative, not just here at Lincoln Junior High. This is a way to help students, again, know what they are learning and how they are learning so that they can be more successful, and they will be able to answer those questions. So where am I going, and what are my next steps. If you have any more questions about language objectives, we have some great resources, and Kevin Garrity being one, Amy Walker being another one, as well as all of us collectively working through this together. This is a change in our practice, which means that we're all learning. Have a great day.